Hello, fellow compatriots, and welcome to yet another review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at STARdust Crusader versus Makuta's World. This is obviously a JoJo reference, if you could not tell, but if you want to go ahead and see the reviews of the characters individually, timestamps will be right here in the center. Right in the center of the world. Alright, so, now that you got that out of the way, let's go ahead and begin with the good one. Before we get into articulation and functions, of course, let's first talk about how tall this guy actually is. Even though you guys already know, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you anyways. Because I can. Alright, so Tahu stands roughly about 6.5 inches tall, 6.5 inches tall, and the centimeter measurement will be up in the corner. Alright, so bulging here, bulging here, bulging here, bulging here, bulging here, bulging here, bulging in the head. There you go. That's it. There's nothing to it. I will mention though that I tried to make it look more like the Mata version, meaning like a different arm, longer arm. You know, the legs are still the same, but I changed the feet, and as you can see, I just put a bulge in here. Now, I didn't put a gearbox in the back because I want to go cheap with it, because the stars are cheap, so I went cheap with it. Anyways, that's it for Tahu. Before we go into articulation and functions, let's first figure out how tall this thing actually is, which, this is massive. Alright, so to the top of the head, he stands about 11 inches tall, and the centimeter measurement will be up in the corner. Alright, so gear functions. Now, I could try to roll it on paper, because I have laminated paper here. It doesn't work too well. It kind of works, as you can see, but it has some difficulty with the laminated paper. Now, he does have an articulated mouth, and the function for when you go ahead and hit the nose of the Terracotta still works for this sand Terracotta. So if you boop the head down, there you go, the snoot is down, and which means you can easily punch the mask off. On top of that, as you may have noticed, when the arm punches, it pulls back. So it does like a rolling motion, as you can see, when it's throwing a punch. And not only that, but as you may have noticed, the head stays straight the entire time. It goes side to side a little bit, but not that much. Now, of course, since it is a Rahi, a Terracotta no less, there isn't a lot of articulation. I mainly did the function for the meme. You know, so that the Terracotta could go like Muda 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 if you want him to go that way, which he can do. He even has the pipes, has the containers in the back. I made sure to put, like, even though there isn't any like lime hearts, I still added a way to have the lime be prominent for where the hearts would be. So there you go. There is that. Now, for size comparisons, because I can actually do size comparisons with this. Here he is compared to good guy, Chaz of Chads, he will be your husband. Whoop! Here he is compared to bad guy, and he will kill your husband, even though he looks kind of dead already. Here he is compared to Arakshi, so you get a size comparison there, and how tall it is compared to Arakshi. Here it is compared to a Mata build, so you get a size comparison there. And here it is compared to a Nika build. If I can get the Nika build standing, Holly, work with me. There we go. Now, the big question is, how big is it compared to a Terracotta? Because sand Terracotta are supposed to be smaller than a Terracotta. Well, the sand Terracotta is now bigger than your standard Terracotta because it is the world. The world is automatically bigger than any other Terracotta. So there's your explanation why it's bigger. And that's about it for this one. Swoop. Alright. And here is Makuta. Now, with this version, because this is quite a doozy, before we go into articulation and functions, let's first figure out how tall this guy actually is. Yeah, let's figure out how tall this guy actually is. Alright, so Makuta Teridax stands roughly about 11 inches tall, and the centimeter measurement will be up in the corner. Oh, I screwed that up. Alright, so articulation-wise, you've got a ball joint over in the ankle, so you got a wiggly waggle. And up and down as well. Knees, they bend in this much. You get forward about that much. You get back quite a ways, surprisingly. Yeah, he gets a lot of back. Not so much front, but he gets a lot of back. He can also do the splits, as you can see, pretty well. No waist articulation. I don't know why you would want waist articulation. Now, let's go ahead and actually take off the... remove the staff for now. We'll remove the staff for now. He doesn't need to hold the staff all the time. Alright, so... oh, shoot. Transparent plastic. Gotta love it. Alright, so... head on a ball joint, so you get side to side, curious dog look, looks up, looks down, and you can switch the head, the face, so he looks like he has a different face now. And he gives a little bit of hunched look, you know, almost monstrous like, so I kind of dig that. Arms, they go up this far, they go back this far. You can T-pose despite it having the... because of the shoulder blade, it can't go higher. Not shoulder blade, shoulder blade. Had to specify on that. But you get a 90-degree bend over at the elbow and a ball joint at the wrist. Same on the other side. Now, he does have gear functions. Now, before I get into that, let me go ahead and explain that this is... basically a recreation of multiple versions of Makuta. It starts off with Monog, a little bit of the movie version, a little bit with the chest mainly, and then 2008, and then 2010, all mixed into one. Now the gold, why the gold? Because Gold Krakan is pretty based, and two, you know, golden armor. There we go. Golden armor, because why not? Makuta is already possessing Mata Nui's body. What more do you want? Now, for the function, you go into the back here, press this, and then should be able to do... Now, let's go. Let me go ahead and do it like this so that I can actually show you guys better. Oh yeah, right. And that opens, revealing the Teridax pod. So, there we go. Makuta with golden armor and a Teridax pod that can release shadow energy. So, yeah, you can destroy Makuta constructs and obtain powers at will. And he's possessing Mata Nui's body, just like Dio. Amazing. Now, he has a staff. And let's go ahead and make sure he holds it. And as you notice, he has Mata Nui's mask on the staff. So that he's like, more or less be like, yes, I own this person's body. I'm going to put his face on my staff because reasons. So that's the reason for that. So, when the staff is being held, you can twist it at any part, and both sides spin. Now, you may notice the top spins faster than the bottom half. That's because this is where all the shadow energy can be expelled. And while this one, more so less a slow drill, but depending on how you spin it, they both can go pretty fast. And, of course, he can one-hand the staff if you want him to. You know, totally fine. And he can still hold the staff like that. So he has plenty of arm strength to hold this contraption pretty well, so that he can do all sorts of attacks and so forth. Now, of course, before we get into anything, let's go straight into size comparisons. Here he is compared to good guy, which has a chance he will be your husband. Whoop! Here he is compared to bad guy, and he will kill your husband. Whoop! Here he is compared to a Tahunga build, so you get the size comparison there. It's tiny. Tiny Tahunga. Here he is compared to a Mata build. Get a size comparison there. Whoop. And of course, here he is compared to a Nika build. So you get a size comparison there. So there you go. Whoop. And that was STARdust Crusader versus Makuta's World. This is for the BioCup contest. So that's why this video is up kind of a little late than usual, but I wanted to get it out of the way. It was a lot to build. So I kind of like was on the edge of my seat when building this. It took quite a long time, but I'm happy with the end result. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. And like always, if you like this video, why not leave a like? And if you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe, you know. And if you want to go ahead and follow me any social media outlets, you can find them in the description down below. Look at them passing by. Wow, so many. But anyways, that is it for now. I hope you all enjoyed, and like always, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, guys!